So my broadcast just stopped for, reasons, I guess. So I'm back. I had a brief problem with the actual broadcast there. It just decided to cut off on me. So if you got kicked off, sorry about that. Welcome back. We're talking everything patch 13, and I can see from the map there's a few changes straight away. So we've changed the icons here. I believe, looking at some of the patch notes, some of the icons have changed for the events, as you can see. Slightly different there, and like you say, it just seems very similar with like a black outline around it. And apparently it's free to travel between these now. But what we'll do, I mean, obviously there is other changes, a lot of changes coming through here. Hello, we got people visiting my little home. So let's have a quick look at the public events again and see what we can see. See if there's anything off decent worth doing. That's a bit long-winded. Let's have a look and see if it's changed anything in here. So we've got daily events. It all looks very similar. So another thing that they've actually done is they've added the Collectron item, which you can buy for 500 atomic points from the atomic store. And what we should do is maybe I should take a look at building one of those. And what it actually does is it collects your junk and stuff from a surrounding area. So let's have a look and see that in action first. So we'll get that done, and then we'll have a look at some more of the patch notes, and also to the atomic store is this bad boy, which is one of the new updates, which is rather exciting, as you can imagine. But let's go back to what I originally was going to do, which was the Collectron thing, imaging. I'm not sure where that lives. I did purchase it. I'm guessing it would be under here, but could be wrong. So here it is under resources. So let's just place that there for now. Do I need to power this? Looks like it's self-contained. Let's have a look.
When you die, can I harvest you for bone shards? Collect and store. Directive. Acquire all junk. Still in progress.
So I'm guessing we'll just let him go off and do his thing. So here's something I've actually seen quite a lot for people have been wanting actually, which is refrigeration. So actually working fridges. However, looks like you've got to buy it from the Atomic Shop. 700, I haven't got enough, so maybe we'll come back to that. But as it says, keep your food and drinks fresh for longer. The stainless steel refrigerator reduces spoilage rate on food and drink items by 50%. Camp items appear while in camp mode. Let's have a look. Very nice.
What is this? Abraxo scouring board. Today's junk output is error. Sensors are dirty. There must be more junk around here.
So, okay, I'm kind of up to date now. I had a problem with my laptop, which is dropped connection, so I'm back. And hello to Laubel. Am I hungry? Probably. I'm always hungry. Looks that way. Voice is pretty quiet. Is it any louder now? Now? So I was playing with this mic earlier to see if I could actually just get this, but this bad boy is actually 500 in the Atomic store, and like you say, I was going to buy something else, but I haven't got the cash at the moment. So what we'll do is we shall have a look at, because I actually had the patch notes up in front of me, and as I said, my laptop went down, so try and go back to them and we'll have a look, mainly around public events. Like you say, there's a few bits been added to the Atomic store, working refrigerator and other bits like that.
Scavenging is its own reward. Sometimes a well.
Cool, Universe 19. I hope it did. I hope it helped. And that's what try and achieve with all this work and gameplay that I put up and whatever. I try and do quite a few guides. I'm very new to streaming, so this is just something that I thought I'd try and do and see what response I get and see if anyone is actually interested. So let's have a look. Does it put it in there? I have no idea. So how is this linked? Is this linked to No, it just
Plastic is
so that is its own little container by the looks of it.
giving.
And maybe I'm just in an absolute rubbish area, and he doesn't find any junk. We'll soon find out. I suppose we'll come back to that in a minute. Right, let's go back to the patch notes and kind of walk away through some of these. So, Nuclear Winter, let's get these bits out of the way. Nuclear Winter, because I've played a bit of it. They've moved it to Morgantown, so there's a new map you can play. They've made some changes for matchmaking and some new limited time awards focusing around the new Morgantown themed rewards, because that's the area it's going to be in. So, general updates. It's been deployed a fix for the power armor system, which will unstack chassis that were never meant to be stacked. If anyone's really interested, so is one of the big ones is the public events has received a quality of life improvement, based largely on our feedback, and reclassifying public events with new UI improvements. So the UI improvements are the more noticeable on the map, which I believe we looked at earlier. Let's find one. There we go. Look, so they're ever so slightly different because they've got like the border inside of them.
This cloth is so old, it is crumbling into
How much time has
powder.
passed since the event
If
began?
I
So let's
win
have a look
the
at this then.
lottery.
Does that? I'm not sure if that actually. If I click on that, it says I can join it. I'm not sure what it means by how much time has passed since the event began, unless I go for it. So let's just go for an event. Let's go into that. Public event loading screens now display more detailed event descriptions, including tips for success. So it does, if you see at the bottom. Hostile creatures are invested in the region. Eliminate the alpha to stop the horde from growing. Public event begins. All players on that world who have reached level 7 or not inside the vault will receive an announcement near the top left of the corner of the screen. So that's for every event by the looks of it. It says fast travel to public events is now free. Now, as you can see, I actually got a price underneath it, and I think I actually did that. We no longer drop junk on death while in public events in adventure mode. Instead, the respawner time will increase with each successive death up to a maximum of 20 seconds. Public events feature a period of time that players can use to gather coordinate before starting an event. So that just seems like I've just been dumped straight in as I normally would. If no players are in the event area and no one has completed the event starting objective when the timer expires, the event will shut down. All public events except Scorched Earth, Cryptide, and seasonal events now share the same cooldown period from the start of the previous event until the next one begins. And apparently there is an article all about that. So let's do a public event. And my controller has frozen. My controller's disconnected, in fact. There we go. So actually, I'm back. I have no idea why it's done that. The battery's good level. Okay, let's go and find
It's right there.
this horde. I always find this one a pain in the bum around here because it seems to be like multi-leveled almost. Right, so apparently we've already searched 2 areas, so I wonder if somebody's actually helping with this. cheeky look around here, see if I can find that. Nick that line there. And the horrible assaultrons. So, all trickiest with these, shooting the leg. And then, shoot him in the head. Combat inhibitor. There you go, piece of cake. That's the one thing I like about having the kind of setup I've got in big fights with Scorched and the Winged Beast and stuff. The kind of setup that I've got is rubbish, really. But when you're actually dealing with enemies that have specific weak spots, I can take them down quite quickly. But when you're a Scorched Queen or whatever, you're just best to go to heavy weapon model set up. As you can see, this is
Warning, continued operation.
Run away! I really don't like this area. But anyway, should we get back to the patch notes? So that was a bit of an unsuccessful kind of public event, really, because there was obviously somebody else doing it at the same time, and it didn't look like that I got free fast travel. And by all means, the only thing that seems to have happened is the icons have changed. So in the meantime, let's go back to camp and see if we've got any junk. So as we're loading this and this is going through, I'll talk about a few more features that we see in the patch notes. Is the Purveyor. When purchasing weapons from them, the player has a chance to receive a legendary version of the following weapons, as long as the player's already learnt the recipes for the base weapon, which is the sheep squash club staff, the shepherd's crook, the fixer, and the bear arm. Another note, which is quite interesting, is I believe it was in patch 12. We had the atomic shot access points at train stations. They have now been removed. So whatever you thought of them, they're gone. So, and here we go. We have some. Yeah, let's have a look. So you can collect 10 bits or 10 weight, should I say. Is it worth 500 atomic points? Hey, you tell me. I've already purchased it, so I'm stuffed either way. So, Town ZK, is the update for PS4 out now? Yes, it is. This I'm currently playing on PS4, and we are actually playing it now. So, unfortunately, you'll have to sit there and download it and wait for it to copy for a ridiculous amount of time after. I actually got mine done reasonably early, and there was still a good hour and a half before the maintenance stopped, so we're up, we're running now. So if you download it, you probably get in quite quickly, hopefully. It just seemed that as soon as the Apple event was coming to a close. That the servers came back online. I don't know if that's got anything to do with it. Maybe the engineers were watching that. There's some notes here about Fault 94 rewards. The XP has been increased to 1,600 for a novice, 1,800 for standard, and 2,000 for experts. Additionally, the expert mid-quest XP has been increased to 1,000. And the drill has been removed as a possible legendary item when completing the Vault 94 mission. Quest and events. Bucket list, the personal terminal, which can be unlocked for free in the Atomic Store, now includes an entry that would lead players to the current location of the Tourist Corps. The quality of life improvement will help players more easily begin the bucket list quest and obtain the Pro Snap Deluxe camera. So what I can say with this one is, thank you Bethesda. I've got a video out there that's doing quite well that shows you how to quickly locate this guy. And I probably won't get many views on that now I've done this. Not to worry, as long as it helps the community, it doesn't matter. And there you go. It was a problem. I did that video just on the hop. It did seem that I've got a lot of feedback from that from a lot of people, because it was something of a problem trying to find the tourist to get the Pro Snap Deluxe camera. So that's been put in there as well, which is probably useful for people who haven't already done that kind of quest line. Townsy K, thank you for following and thank you for watching. Enjoy. So let's go back to these public events. Inside the public events, so I don't think I'm looking at on the internet with the UI improvements and stuff and what they're showing, and it doesn't look like that I have actually. This is it, right? Okay, so the ones that we're looking at now haven't actually got these type of improvements. So I think we need to find something. So Tea Time apparently is one that will give you this special kind of GUI interface that you can see. So we'll go to the Charleston station, and what we'll do is we'll see if we can get that started, and then we can have a look and see if it actually gives you this new public event GUI. And we'll try and show that for you. So obviously all we've seen so far is just the public events have like a slightly different mark on the thing. So apparently the ones that will have this fancy GUI will be Campfire Tales, Distinguished Guest, Encryptide, Feed the People, Free Range, Guided Meditation, Heart of the Swamp, Jailbreak, Line in the Sand, Load Bearing, One Violent Night, Path to Entitlement, Project Paradise, Scorched Earth, Swarm of Suitors, Tea Time, and Uranium Fever. So, as we're here, oh my no, where is the atomic shop thing that we can look at? It's gone. Which actually probably helps probably helps with performance, because these legendary exchange boxes were taking forever to load. So, what I'll do is I'll just nip down here, because I love these guys, because they give you 20 caps. So let's have a quick look through the patch notes and see where they've improved performance. There's bugs and fixes, art and graphics. Just load time. Anyway, here he is. Here's my mate. I like to give this guy, the Grafton Monster, a little bit of a slap, and he's another one of these guys that I can kill in one hit with critical hit and hitting his blowholes. I'll take a bit of cash from him. And there we go. Right, okay, off to tea time. Let's see if we can get this to do whatever. Come on, tea time. How would you know it? Every single time you walk in this area, it wants to do tea time. Guess what? Not today. So, as it's close, we shall go and have a look at campfire. So that didn't come up, but one violent night has. 55 seconds ago, 3 people. So let's join this. Let's have a go at this, and it tells you that. And we can join this event with no. And this is it. It has changed. You've got this nice detail thing at the top, and we can actually see play instruments, get the jukebox rocking, blah blah blah, and then the Wendigo comes, and you know it's quite interesting, but. You know, quality of life, and I guess that is, it's not, I mean, if this guy's been playing it for as long as we have, there's a good chance that we won't need that, we know what we're doing, but I suppose quality of life, I think they're preparing, I was watching something the other day, and I can't, but it might have been Juicehead actually, and give a shout out to him, I think it was him, and he was talking about, the latest update that's coming, where they're actually bringing NPCs, the Wastelanders and stuff like that, and it does look, and I totally agree with what he was saying, is it does look like there is going to be almost like a soft launch again of this game, to try and get people in there, so it does look there's like a lot of quality of life things coming to the game, so maybe that push for Wastelanders. And I'm completely honest with you, it's getting better all the time. I think if I was joining Fallout 76 tomorrow for the first time, I think it's a lot more fleshed out, and I think it's a lot better game than it was when we first started playing it back in November.
You'll be rewarded in all the beer and partying you can handle. Message is set to repeat.
So kind of herein lies the problem with, like say, probably having everyone join these events. It's just completely overloaded. I know it'd be great. I mean, obviously, like the Scorched Earth one and what have you is brilliant because it's just kind of everyone joins in. That's the kind of event you want. But with this one, you know, maybe do we need this many people being here? Because when the Wendigo comes and he's a legendary and this, that, and the other. And one of the biggest problems that we have with this game is somebody else gets a hit on the legendary and you don't. You just get nothing from that legendary. And it would be nice if, like in something like Destiny and other games, if you just, you know, everyone gets a share of the points. quite weird because we're all desperately trying to swarm to where the enemies are so we can get a shot on them. Like I said, with the fact that if you don't get a hit, look at this. I mean, I'm not getting a hit, and I've got a hit on that one, and you get no loot. And like I say, it's a bit of a pain when you, like I say, you've got so many people doing the same event that you're not getting the reward you would get if you were almost soloing it or with a couple of people. And to JJ, the robot, he collects junk, and we'll go back to him in a minute and see how he's getting on. Out of water, next wave. I'm going to have Jerry. Get some. Shoot! Yeah, we got it. So, hello everybody. Lots of people. Wow. Let's try and get this event done. Once we've got the event done, what we'll do is we'll mosey on to back to the camp to see how our Collectron is doing. Oh yeah, here he comes. Where has he come from? There he is. So at least I got a hit on him. So we'll get the reward. Might die. Yay! Quick! Yay! Wow. If not in combat, 100%. It's only a level 1 anyway. So we killed the Night Stalker. One Violet Night event has completed. And we'll have a quick look at the rewards for this. So, as you can see, nothing can just change with the public events. Just the way that you interact with them and the way that you can actually get there. And like you say, it looks like just so many more people will come to an event. If it's in the list for these new public events ways, like you say, these events still don't have the other things. So if you've just joined us, then earlier on we were joining the One Violet Night, and it actually had different information around it. Well, not different information, but it shows you information around what the event is. And like I said earlier, if you've played the game for a while, you would already know all this information. So there you go. So we're going to go back to the camp, and we're going to see how our friendly Collectron is doing. So, back at the camp. The old rat away.
The world is my dumpster.
Here he is.
You are a piece of scrap. That means I like you.
Whatever, dude. So, there we go. Bit of scrap. That's all he gives you, so I can go and take that. And trash it, I guess. At the minute, I only have one option. I'm guessing they may be bringing other options to this in the future, or if you're local to something else. But at the minute, it just looks like it's scrap. Sorry, that was I needed to take a break. So there's our collector Thonatron, or I like to call him, should we call him Mega Junkatron? Mega Junkatron, like that. So I look through the patch notes again. Apparently, energy weapons now benefit from armor penetration. So one would think it is. There was something else I've seen that was quite interesting. Hazmat suits can now be crafted by Hazmat Suit recipe, now purchased at some train station vendors. Anti-scorch damage provided by the prime receiver mods have now increased from 25% to 35%. The protective line of plan for casual underwear is now available from the vendors in Harper's Ferry, Watego and White Spring if the player has already learnt the recipe for resistant lining. Small backpacks. A new type of backpack, the small backpack has been added in an effort to help players acquire a backpack earlier on during their Appalachian adventures. A plan to craft a small backpack can be found inside the Overseer's cache in the Morgantown Airport. So, should we go and do that? Let's go to the Morgantown Airport. There is going to be some quality stuff happening, more stuff happening around Morgantown Airport, I believe, as well. Like I say, I said earlier on, refrigerators can now be put in your camp, which will slow down the spoilage rate of 50%, which I would guess is useful for your nuclear flora things that you will collect, because I always find that if you haven't got the correct amount of I'm sorry, I get so distracted. So Chase S, this has been by far one of the most helpful Fallout 76 channels. Amazing to see a live stream. Thank you. Like you say, I don't mean to gush, I don't mean to just because you're there, but it is quite amazing that people actually do find what I do interesting. A lot of my videos and stuff is born out of the fact that I help friends, and you know, a few of my friends play Fallout 76, and I'm just, you know, obviously gaming mad, and they don't get the precious time that I have or whatever to play. So instead of actually trying to teach them all to do things, I would, you know, pretty much just start to create videos and then share it with the world. So, you know, and it is something I enjoy. And the decision to add a participation trophy backpack. So what's this? Yeah, it is grind. I totally agree with you. Yeah, Chase S. It is grind worthy, definitely. It's something backpack. I think it's been a game changer, but like you say, getting it early doors, like you say, kind of you feel like you've got to work for it a little bit. I can understand that. I can understand that a lot. Sorry, I completely forgot why I was actually in Morgantown. I always got to go to the overseas cache, which should be, if I remember correctly, actually in here. But since they've messed about with the airport, there's like blocked every door off compared to it's a bit more linear now to get in and out. Okay, here we go. Oh.
No. Not
Snatters. So this is my vampire hardened pistol 10mm, which I pretty much just use for low level guys. Kind of stops me having to use stim packs as well. Hey! Overseas cache. I love reloading. It's like a noob thing to do, but I just love the animations and stuff on reloading. It's just cool. Feels like you're in an action movie. I do get confused around here because since they've updated the airport, it almost feels like a maze now. It's really weird. It just feels completely different. I don't know if any of you have visited the Capitol building as well. They've kind of made some changes to that, and it's not as drastic as I would say here, but yeah. So overseer, there we go. Plan for a small backpack, and what we'll do. You see, the paramedics used to be different. I'm sure they were slumped over there with the weapon up in the air, but anyway. What we shall do is we shall go into notes and have a look at this plan, and we'll actually see if this is, you know, like a major change. I don't mean major change. I mean, I'd be interested to see what you get from it. So, it'd be interesting to know. Just think about this. Probably best to bit of that, bit of that. Looks like we're gonna have to have some and dog food. Okay, backpack. Anyone remember where? I think it is from Armour, isn't it? Let's have a look. Here we go. And the standard gives you. Huh? Can't remember which one I've got. A standard backpack. Obviously, you can go up to level 60. Yeah, you're right. You know, Chase S. I think you're right. I mean, I think I went through quite a lot of rubbish to get the standard small backpack kind of thing. Let's have a look. Let's have a look, see which one I've got. I've got high capacity, so mine does 120. Then that, I suppose that is worth working for, but obviously, like you say, I suppose it is restricted by level. And that's only one benefit that I think. Because, yeah, you level 1 to 10, you're looking at 10. So, yeah, it's not too bad. So, let's get out of here. So, looking through what else is going on. Right, there's Wallpapers in the Atomic Store, and you probably noticed that if you've gone in today. And a wide variety of wallpapers to walls in Players Camp. So, should we go and have a look at wallpapers? I know that. How? I'm sorry, that just sounds completely uninteresting to anyone. Let's go and look at some wallpaper. So, existing item updates. White picket fences. Players who have already owned the white picket fence set can now build alternative versions that snap together. That's interesting. Okay. Crafting menu. Weapon and armor workbenches now display the number of mods the player has unlocked so far for a given item, as well as the total number of mobs available for that item. Now that is something quite cool, actually. You're never really sure if there's anything else that you need to mod, because I obviously scrap a lot of the weapons and things, and I was, you know, when I start a new character, just to try and get those extra bits and bobs that you can upgrade. Ooh, interesting. This is something half decent. Anyway, let's go into a little abode. We'll have a look at some wallpaper. Can't believe I'm saying that. And workbenches. So let's have a look at the workbenches. Switch to modify, and we'll have a look at the board. Let's have a look at the board. So there you go. You can see on the side, yeah, the different bits that you can actually find for each item. So let's have a look at an item that this one, for example. It says available mods, but I suppose some of them are locked down by. Some of them are locked down because of the. What's his name? Let's have a look at this one. Yeah, not sure that's any different to what it used to be, but. Anyway. Total number of mods available for that item. Anyway, maybe because I've got mostly everything anyway, probably pointless. So apparently, with the stash now, you will now receive a stash is full message when attempting, to assign items from their inventory to objects like the vending machine or display cases. Why? It's full. That's nice. So let's see if we can actually do something with balls. Right, let's go to the Modicon. Edit menu. Aha! Look, new menu. So, oh yeah, great. Here we go. The down home wallpaper set is behind a paywall. I'm guessing all of these are behind a paywall. Anything for free? So it's down home, so these are all part of the down home wallpaper set. Can I just have nothing? Yes, I can. So there you go. And I'm sure there was something here that said mistaken. Let's have a look. There's something about wallpapers. I'm sorry, I'm just looking through the patch notes.
Do not worry, Jingles. I will take good care of you.
Well, I'm looking for that. Crops can be sunken further into terrain. In most cases, no longer appear to float on even territory. The crops, again, they fix an issue that could prevent players from placing crops in locations that would intersect with logs and collectible flora. An exploit, an addressing an exploit that could allow players to build more than 4 vending machines. Oh, really? Didn't realise you couldn't have more than 4 anyway. The future tech world globe could no longer be built if it has not been unlocked in the atomic shop. Existing globes placed by players who do not own this item have not been removed. However, those players will be unable to place additional globes unless they unlock it from the shop. Locks. Locking a door and pressing the scrap store button at the same time no longer causes the lock menu to persist on the screen. And wires. Fixing issues that would cause the player to jump when attempting to attach a wire between 2 electrical objects. I just thought that was me being rubbish, but obviously not. The kill a legendary enemy at a fission site daily challenge can now be completed correctly. So, good for us. And there's loads of other fixes that have been done. Wow, there is a long list for quests and events. Various fixes applied to events. The fixed issue on the PS4 where a player could crash when using a workbench with a large number of unique inventory items. Can't say I come across that. Is there anything you guys were hoping would be fixed there? It'll be interesting to know. And so that's about it. There is some fixes in the world. The Charleston capital fixed a pathing issue that could prevent certain enemies from reaching the player. The Morgantown ceiling and apartments in the Morgantown is no longer see-through. The airport camp can no longer be placed in such a way that blocks access to Miguel's campsite near Morgantown Airport. Let's go and see what our guys do while I read the rest of these notes. Fix the location where players Sutton could get stuck. You could get stuck in a location. There are millions of locations you get stuck, and there's a few fixes with Vault 94. Players become stuck in a specific spot while wearing power armor. I found that quite a few bits. Fix an area should prevent the environment from loading correctly when entering Vault 94. Yes, I've experienced that as well, and it is a bit of a pain. Quite a few performance issues with Camp 94. I'm just having a quick look. There's a lot of things that have changed in patch 13, but the upshot is it is a lot of bug fixes, a lot of quality of life changes. So the upshot is really the public events bit is literally we're getting new icons, and you get a bit more information about when one appears, or a specific number appears from a list of about 12 or 14. And as you can see, we've had one since we've been doing this stream, so you're talking over an hour, and we've had one. So it's a little bit rubbish, really. Hello. So there you go. There's not a lot to this new patch 13, and the most exciting thing is probably my friend Megatron-a-thon, Junkathon, or Scavenger Collection Tron, Collectron, and yes, how exciting it is to get junk. So in summary, this could be the whole summary of the whole thing. The best thing in it for patch 13 is junk collecting. Yeah, not funny, I know. But anyway, I think I'm going to leave it there. At one point, I got actually 26 concurrent viewers. I got quite a few people chatting away, and it's great to kind of have some feedback from the community in real time as well. So yeah, I'll probably be back for another live stream. It'd be lovely if you could give me some feedback on what you want to see, what you want me to do, anything that you know that I've done or whatever, and you'd like to see. Please let me know, and please subscribe, like, and all that wonderful stuff. And I will see you next time. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon. Bye for now.